Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, some time back, we saw President William Samoei Ruto visiting the fourth President Uhuru Kenyatta at his Ichaweri home in Gatundu. And there is a lot we did not know at that time, though many things took place. For example, it is now being reported through Taifa Leo that William Ruto gifted Uhuru Kenyatta 12 goats on his visit to Ichaweri. And we are learning that the goats were transported by a lorry before Ruto arrived, and these goats were received personally by Uhuru Kenyatta himself. That is now the story we are trying to get here. And when you hear about the goats, you remember about the sheep that were taken from Northland and the farm that was set on fire by goons who seemingly were sponsored by the state. Of course, that time it was Gachagua who was giving orders. Uhuru was out of the country. Kithure Kindiki was sidelined. Not Uhuru, William Ruto. Alitoka nje, akatuma Gachagua kufanya uhalifu, na Kithure Kindiki akajitenga. Sijui kama mnaelewa hii story vile inaenda. Look at that. Now, many believe that this was the first private meeting since Ruto became the president. The meeting in Ichaweri. That they had never met in a private for a meeting one-on-one. It was the first one. But again, we are getting to learn that on November 16, it was the first private meeting between these two leaders. In fact, the meeting took place at Uhuru Kenyatta's residence, Seldon, a place called Seldon, in Nairobi. That is Uhuru Kenyatta's residence. That was the first meeting that Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta had. On 16, then later, they attended the consecration of Bishop Peter Kimani in Embu. So before every event, they had met earlier. It's like everything was put in place. So whatever we were seeing, it was not a coincidence. These were things that were planned earlier. Because before meeting together in Embu, unajua kuna yule mwenye angeavoid kwenda kwa mkutano kwa sababu mwingine anaenda. But they all met here. The only person, even Gachagua was attending, he planned to attend because he knew they are coming also. But for them, they did not want Gachagua to be here, but Gachagua was here. So, the first meeting, 16th November, then, ile public at Embu. But another now private meeting, where now reconciliation comes in, it took place in Ichaweri Gatundu. Ukuja nyumbani, uleta kondoo nyumbani. Now, that was very significant. Now, if you read this story, you'll come to realize that the culture, the Agikuyu culture, when it comes to gifting someone with goats, the symbolic gesture to reconciliation. So these two are putting aside their differences and they were reconciling. So the issue of goats, it was a symbolic gesture of reconciliation. You want to understand that Ruto is now trying to bring Uhuru Kenyatta to the broad-based government. Now, having a look at this, remember the incident of raiding Uhuru Kenyatta's Northland farm and making away with the sheep, then setting fire on the farm. Mnakumbuka hiyo? Then look at this. To me, because Gachagua was at the center of this, it is a life blunder for him to learn a lesson. Because when you look at this, people are asking, is Ruto returning the sheep in terms of goats? So it's a lesson to the deputy president that as you fight for your boss, do not make enemies for yourself, for you need them tomorrow. Gachagua fighted for Ruto blindly. And while he was fighting for Ruto, he was making enemies on the way. Then look here, the enemy that Gachagua created, Ruto is going back to reconcile with his people. So you see a clear picture of William Ruto cleverly setting Gachagua for a fail. Most of the things that Gachagua was told to do, he did it blindly, but Ruto had a strategy. Destroy the unity between him and another person, then be the only person close to him. When you kick him away, no one will defend him. Domodima, because the economy is not working, they are now with Gachagua. Not Ruto, but for Uhuru, they are silent about it. Though they still respect Uhuru Kenyatta to death. Remember the Embu incident? He was received very well. Ruto was received in silence. So Gachagua was used in a very bad way. Now they are coming to reconcile. Now the God's here. So definitely, these two leaders have reconciled. The issue of God has marked it clear what it symbolizes. And that's exactly what happened. So the Ichaweri meeting was the second one after Caledonia one. But they had met 2 times, now the third time. Embu is a tattoo. Soon you will see them working together. So reconciliation has been done. Uhuru has accepted. We also learn in politics, there is never a permanent enemy. There is no permanent friends. Because now Ruto and Gachagua are no longer friends. They were buddies. There's no permanent friend. So when you go to politics, always understand that. No permanent friends. When you go to politics, always understand that. No permanent enemies. Because if so, then Uhuru and Ruto will not be shaking hands. Uhuru will not be welcoming William Ruto at his Ichaweri home. They will not be speaking. But they have reconciled. But then, what does this one mean? What is Ruto looking for? And for Uhuru accepting this, what is he looking for? For Ruto, for Uhuru Kenyatta to accept to reconcile with William Ruto. No, Uhuru could have chosen just to reject anything. But first, when he spoke to Mount Kenya region to support a candidature of his choice, a person who warned Kenyans against William Ruto, akasema pigeni Raila, hawakusikia, they voted otherwise. So Uhuru amebaki pale, mambo yanaharibika na aliwaona. Now is here, Gachagua, one of their own, being used to destabilize his security, putting the family at risk, on a danger, withdrawing the security. So Uhuru, when Ruto comes back here, he wants to restore the security. Uhuru is looking for protecting the family properties. They have their business here. So they have business interests in this country. They have invested heavily. They must protect it. So you accept to reconcile so that you enjoy that privilege, the security they have had, and the business protection. They want to do any business with the government. Remember, walikuwa wanafungia maziwa ile ya kutoka Uganda, powder milk. They need to do their business in peace. They need protection of the properties. Remember when Uhuru Kenyatta's son was being trailed by the NIS guys, the Subarus, DCI, Uhuru had to come out and make some noise. He needs that protection. Ruto knows that he's losing Mount Kenya. He needs at least someone who still commands respect from Mount Kenya. That man is Uhuru Kenyatta. So he has to go and kneel before Uhuru Kenyatta, beg for his hand, seemingly work together. So forget the stories that Kioni is telling you that watu wanahusiana kwa saizi. Tuseme ukweli. Saizi wameanza kuhusiana, tumeona kondoo zilienda, Uhuru akapokea mwenyewe. So Kioni asidanganya watu unless if Kioni want to walk away from Jubilee, and we will look into that. So that is the situation. Ruto is looking on how to maintain his presidency. Then the issue of 2027. Will he succeed? It is a question that Kenyans should answer. Especially the support from Mount Kenya. You remove Mount Kenya from William Ruto, he will not be the president today. And remember the difference, 200,000 votes. Haikuwa kubwa. I don't know your views, but let us put in the comment section to continue this discussion. Thank you so much and see you in our next video.